I think what ended up coming out of that was that our employees felt even a greater sense of loyalty to who we are because we quickly rebounded when things started opening back up and when businesses started figuring out alternative ways to sell their products or services, and they needed our help. And when a lot of other companies let employees go in our industry, I think our employees noticed that, and they continue to stay loyal to us. It's easy for an employee, I think, in almost any industry, to find somebody who's going to pay them a few $1,000s more if they jump ship.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean that in the the long term you're not better staying where you are for a whole host of various reasons.
Yeah, you've done a good job of, and again, I might be overplaying this, and it's not an absolute, but making money irrelevant. What I mean by that is, there's money is important, it's vital, and I get that, but there's also a lot of other variables that come into play when it comes to being fulfilled and engaged and loyal. And you had all those other factors that sometimes people might jump ship and realize they made a mistake, but others, they're going to think twice because of the environment and the way they're treated and just the way that you run the organization. That's outside your bottle. That's kind of what I've seen. Fair to
I hope
say.
so. And one of the things I think that helps measure that for us, or one of the things that happens quite frequently, is the rebound that happens sometimes when employees leave. In our industry in marketing and advertising, sometimes people have the need, or they feel that they've got to move to New York or LA or Chicago, maybe, to work at one of the really big firms and work on a global piece of business. And they may do that for a while, but then they realize that kind of once that's out of their system, what we have done inside of our organization, and we've had a lot of employees return when they realize that quality of life, still being challenged at work and loving what you do, but having the quality of life and the business culture that maybe rings more true to them, how important that is. So we have a
Yeah.
lot of employees that if they've left, a lot of them have come back.
Yeah. Which again, like you said, there's been a lot that have dawned your door and then obviously, came back. One more topic, and I know we're coming down for a landing here, and I super appreciate your time. I want to be sensitive of it. Another thing that I've always kind of admired about you is your ability to not only build a very successful company internally, but also your ability to acquire and go out and get new business. Matter of fact, I'll never forget this. We were on a phone call, and I never heard it said this way. I remember, and I stole this from you, but I still use this. Like you had some big client that you were trying to re-up with, and I don't know the ins and the outs of the details, but it was a hefty sized client for you. And you said something. You said, if we win it, we're going to celebrate. If we lose it, we're going to celebrate. You said that, you're like, because it was a great run, and I just think that mentality, like you just had the confidence that if something happened in your business, you'd go out and sell the next client, or you would go out and build the next relationship, or whatever it is it might be. Talk to it again, and that's very tough because some people are like, if I lose this client, I don't know what's going to happen with the business. You always kept that good mindset and that mentality. Where did that come from, and how did that develop in you?
Well, I'm glad you believed it, because sometimes I don't know if I always believed it myself. That's part of, we talked about this at the very beginning of the podcast, is, you've got to have some type of fortitude and a strong gut to go through the highs and lows. And your team around you has to feel that you are still leading them even when times look tough.